Hey guys, good evening. This is going to be my night video for September 5th. A lot to tell you about, but there's really one story. I know I've done a lot of videos today through the day, and I don't know, where we left off. So I'm trying not to bombard you guys and repeat myself, but some folks don't FaceTime me or Facebook me, they YouTube me. So this morning I was really wishy-washy about what to do, and folks told me to head to the Hard Rock here. And so in each story, I didn't want to walk back 16, 18 miles, whatever it was, to get to the Hard Rock and come in. I was going to be sweaty and disgusted and not sure what I was going to do. Well, I tripped upon a bus route that I can get up to downtown and then shoot east, apparently, and get within like 5 miles and walk from there. Well, I got up to Midtown, and I was by the newspaper, and I think most of you have heard that story by now as to how that worked out. Disappointing, to say the least. And I went back to the bus depot to get the bus to head out east, and I was met by this gentleman, Eric, who works for the Tulsa Transit group, and he said, "Man, I heard your story on the news and love what you're doing," and so he talked to me, and he said, "Are you still trying to get out to the Hard Rock?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna take a bus out. Which line is it, and hopefully to help me out." He said, "No, don't worry about that. Let's go. Get in my car and we'll head out there." And what a blessing, because sometimes you don't know why you do what you do, and things on this journey just seem to keep working out. So I don't know what's going to happen inside here in a few minutes, and I'm pointing that way because I'm sitting outside the Hard Rock right now. But I know that I was meant to meet Eric and to just have him make my day and brighten my day. Before I talk about Eric, let me go back a little bit. While I was in Midtown or downtown, this morning somebody had reached out to me and said, "Hey, I put money in your GoFundMe page. Here's what I want you to do today. If you see somebody more in need than you are, I want you to reach out and provide them a meal, give them a hug, give them a lift." And if you saw my videos during the day, I met Jim and Van, I forgot his name, I apologize. Varland? Anyway, these were two guys, one homeless, one nearly homeless, and I got them some lunch, and it was God's honest truth. It made me feel so special to share some moments with these guys, treat them like humans, and get them a little bit of food. So I did that, and got back to the bus station, and then Eric met me, and wonderful. Eric's story is pretty phenomenal. So Eric's married 31 years, very happily married, 3 kids, all have graduated college or in college. His youngest is in college right now. And Eric was sharing a story with me, because I tend to ask him questions. And Eric had been a morning DJ and got out of that to become a police officer, and didn't like being, and I might have that wrong. Was he a police officer first? No, I believe he was a morning DJ, went to become a police officer, didn't like the stress of being a police officer, and now is working for the transit company. So I mean, he took about a varied degree of interest. But the story about Eric that blows me away is on Easter Sunday of 2015, he and his wife got into a pretty serious a very, very serious car accident. Light turned green, they started to go, somebody ran a light, T-boned him. She took on the brunt of the impact. He got pushed into a light pole and wrapped around it, had to be cut from the car, and they were both in some pretty serious condition. However, as the story goes, Eric will thank God that accident occurred and how things work. So because he was in that accident, he was in ICU and had all sorts of tests and scans and all that stuff. Well, sure enough, guess what one of those scans turned up? Turned up cancer. And the way his doctor explained it to him is, this type of cancer you would never have known about. He said you would have had it, you would have had it for a week and thought you had the cold and the flu and wouldn't have come to see me. You would have finally come in after a week, we would have done some tests for 2 weeks, and by that time you might have had 10 days to live. That's how fast this thing moves. But because they caught it early on, they were able to catch it. Now, he goes back every 3 months for scans, and since that time, I asked how he's doing with the cancer, and is he cancer free, and the story is no, he's not. But here's kind of an interesting story about that. So that cancer, they were able to resolve and get rid of most of it, if not. Why is this fly just buzzing around? You see this fly here? It's down, he's on my phone. I'll just call him Journey Pet, I guess. So anyway, you see him hovering? I swear to God, I cleaned up today. Come on, fly. I can't make this stuff up. Anyway, so Eric, during his continued testing to beat the first bout, they discovered cancer again. But here's kind of a strange anomaly about this. It's now on his left lung, but it's small. And it's so small right now that to go in and try to treat it would actually risk more damage than letting it be. So they're monitoring it, and this sounds so weird. He's living with cancer, and he either has to, well, I guess he doesn't hope it grows, but in order for it to be treated, it has to grow. So in order for it to be treated and be cured of it, he either has to live with cancer and hope it never grows, or he has to get it, it has to grow inside him to where it's treatable. And that's just the most bizarre thing to me. So I was talking to Eric, and he was telling me, I said, well, what kind of passions do you have? What do you like to do? Or actually, it started with this question. I asked a random question. I said, if you could take a vacation anywhere in the world, regardless of kids, money, anything else, where would it be? And he said, anywhere sailing. And they wanted to give me the backstory. So the backstory goes like this. He had never been sailing, and his, I don't know if it's his dad or his father-in-law, in his early 70s, had bought a sailboat. And I guess he wasn't able to handle the sailboat at his advanced age, and maybe frailty, if that's the right word I want to use. And so Eric, he kept bothering Eric and his daughter, I go, or Eric's wife. You got to take the boat out. You got to get the boat out. You got to get the boat out. Eric had never been sailing in his life, and finally, after weeks and weeks and weeks of kind of being barraged with you got to take this out, he decided to take it out one time just to kind of shut the old man up and be done with it. Well, he took it out on the water, and he said, Jim, I can't even tell you. It was like a calling. It was, with cancer, they want you to be stress-free, and I got out there, and it was like I was meant to be there the whole time. To the point now where he himself has a couple of sailboats. He and his wife of 31 years go out sailing about 3 times a week, and on the weekend if they can. It's completely taken over his life, and he has such a passion for it. And I just thought that was the coolest story as to how that came to be. How these things work out. This guy's just talking to himself out there in a good old time. Oh, alrighty. He just went out there calling somebody all sorts of cuss words. But anyway, so like I said, so here I am randomly, not sure what I'm going to be doing today. And I meet a gentleman who saw me on the news, thinks enough about the point the thumb message that without even hesitating said, no, you're not taking a bus, get in my car, let's go. Shared stories about himself, and what a story. A car wreck, which you think would be, very detrimental to say the least, is a thing that exposed the cancer and saved his life. As he said, I might, without that car wreck, I might have lived for a little while and not even known it or whatever. And even now with the cancer, he's still treating it. What a positive outlook on life. We can't wait to go sailing again with his wife these next few days and this weekend. I'm saying I'm in Oklahoma. It's pretty landlocked. Where do you go sailing? And he said, I said, is there a lake nearby? I said, yeah, up by, is it Ogapa? I'm not sure. There's a reservation up that way. So anyway, it was just great meeting Eric and sharing that time with him. Have I said Jim? I don't think I did. Maybe I did. It's Eric, just so y'all know. Because I met another Jim. No, I'm pretty sure I said Eric. If I did, forget it, guys. Now I almost want to retape this to make sure I got it right. If I don't, I apologize to you, Eric, and I'll retape it. Anyway, then I got here to the Hard Rock, and it was a weird thing. I was told I wouldn't be able to take my bag in. There was a big ceremony going on over here. I'm pointing to it now, where they raised this finishing piece on an extension they're doing, and all of the Cherokee Nation tribal members were here, and the local government. It was a big deal. And I was talking to the security guys outside. They were great guys, but they're like, look, you're not even going to be able to take that bag inside. And I'm like, well, help me out. What other alternatives do I have? I mean, and they said, well, Valet's going to shoot you down. Your best bet's to go to that McDonald's. They're pretty cool about things. The McDonald's over there, maybe they'll hold it for you. I said, wait a minute, I can't even check the bag at code check or something? And they're like, no, if you had a room, it'd be luggage. So I had to scratch my head a little bit and think about that for a minute. So I'm not trying to be rude. I appreciate the guys, but if I'm spending $100 or $200 a night here for the room, I can bring in his luggage. But going to a concert and, you know, having a beer and having maybe a dinner here, then it's not luggage, it's a possible hazard that needs to be checked. Well, anyway, as I was walking to the casino restaurant area to try valet to kind of pitch my cause, a security guy stopped me in the parking lot and said, "Hey," and he was talking on his he had a little microphone, you know, talking the whole time. I guess eventually he said, "All right, where do you want me to bring them?" So I guess they'd heard about me or knew about me, or the security guys I originally talked to were trying to put a good word in for me. So they brought me around the back of the building, and I met Ashley and another gentleman, I think it was Jacob. They brought me through, and they basically checked my bag through a scanner and opened up everything to make sure there's no, you know, no hazards in there. They were very polite, very gracious. Unfortunately, even I'm embarrassed because I had a little Tide Pod to do my wash. It must have exploded and got all over the egg. So Ashley reaches in with her hand and gets a handful of Tide Pod crap. So I apologize about that. But they were very gracious to me and allowed me to stay. And I got my, I think I showed you guys my ticket, my meet and greet. And my ticket, well, the story even gets a little better than that. So I'm at Toby Keith's, what's the name of his bar? Whatever. So I'm up there. And I don't have a lot of money, but ironically, they've got $2 beers on a couple of different beers, so I can drink PBR. So I'm having a couple of $2 beers, and I meet Junior Smith, another namesake, and he's a council member for the Cherokee Nation, and he takes time to explain that to me. I'm running out of time here, so I won't go into everything, but the Cherokee Nation is the largest tribe in the country, based here. They cover 14 counties here in Oklahoma, but ironically, they go as far west as California. In fact, they're the largest tribe in California. But he was just wonderful, talking to him and getting an education, and we spoke for a while. Well, he said, "Where's your ticket at?" And I said, "Well, I got a ticket, you know, I don't know what kind of ticket, I just handed him my ticket." And he said, "Well, hold on a minute." He went down and he got me this, so now I'm gonna be in Suite 3, Row A, apparently, in this suite, thanks to Junior Smith. So, can't wait to watch Mark Chestnut. Really enjoy the night in the show. I admit, I don't have any plan or any option for afterwards. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know how I'm getting back to Sapulpa, if at all, if I'm going to stay out here in the borderline of Catoosa and Tulsa, if I'm going to go back into Tulsa. I honestly just don't know. But at this point, to be honest with you, I honestly don't care. The whole day started off being a little bit scary, unknown, to getting into town, meeting Jim and Valor, I think it was Valor, anyway. To getting to the Hard Rock, thanks to Eric, meeting Junior, and just having a pretty wonderful day. Spoke to my kids today. They're doing great. I love them so much. They got me high. I don't know what's going on. So if you're in the area and you want to come out and say hello, I'll be at the Hard Rock this evening at the Mark Chestnut Show. It starts at 8 o'clock. The doors open at 7. If I don't have any set plans for after that, so if you want to, and I met a few other people I was able to spread the point of thumb message with, and it's just been a really wonderful day. And considering how it was starting out this morning, that's just surprised as heck. So Eric, you made my day. I love you. I hope you and your wife are having a great night. I don't know if you're watching this or not. To Brooks and Sarah, who had a little calf today, I think they're going to name it Jim after me. No, I'm kidding. They're not going to do that. Anyway, it's just been a fun day. So thanks for taking part in the journey with me. In the morning, I'll kind of have an update for you as to where I end up tonight. Don't know where that's going to be yet. We'll see. Love you all. Kira, Grace, and Landon, you guys are the best. Keep taking care of yourselves, guys. Family's all we got, all right? Luckily for us now, guys, we have the PTT family has been reaching out to me, and as a result, reaching out to you guys as well. We're very blessed. A lot of people looking out for your dad, guys. I hope you realize that. I know you worry about me out here, and there are times I might worry about me too, but the PTT family's kind of got my back, and I thank you all for that. So I love you guys. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon.